My nightmare brother calls me every day from the hospital to share his horrifying fantasies, so I pressed charges against him and put him straight to jail. I'm a married mom of 3 kids 6 years old and younger. My little brother is almost 2 decades younger than me. He has high-functioning autism and developmental delay related to a brain injury when he was born. I helped raise him as much as I could, but our parents are pretty emotionally abusive, so I wasn't there a lot and we had grown apart a bit as he became a teen. He has done better than expected in life, like graduating high school and attending a semester of college before getting a job cleaning a hospital. I helped him apply for the job, and when he had a mental breakdown I blamed myself for helping him get the job. He felt suicidal and homicidal for 2 months this summer. He has very few if any friends, never had a romantic relationship, and was obsessed with guns for a few years. I told my parents and other siblings he should not have guns when I learned he had them. His roommate joked he got him into guns and would get my husband into guns, to which I responded with, "Do not even try. We are not gun people." Anyway, in August, after reading bedtime stories to my kids, I got a text from my brother. He came over. He said he went to the desert to shoot himself but chickened out. I made him dinner and took him to a crisis center. I later learned he had plans to shoot the hospital he was working at, specifically the children's unit. He planned to take hostages. He had plans to die when the police got there. He purchased several guns and tactical gear, including an AR weapon and a milk crate full of bullets. Police and the FBI were involved. He spent 2 months in a mental health hospital. I spoke with him by phone every few days. I believed he could get better with the meds and therapy. He was released 2 weeks ago and he said he felt better than ever and did not have any intrusive thoughts anymore. He got a dating app and was applying for jobs. He moved back in with our parents and was spending quality time with them. On Halloween, my dad called me and said my brother was back in the mental hospital. 2 weeks ago he lied to the hospital to get discharged. He had active plans of unaliving my parents. He bought a huge axe, a Halloween mask, and gloves. He covered the axe handle with tape. My parents found this in the car trunk, the car he gave them a ride in. My brother admitted that he planned to unalive them in their sleep on Halloween night. He planned to unalive my dad first, then my mom. Then he planned to wear the gloves to stay warm in the forest so he could hide. My dad called the FBI agent to come get all the stuff they found in the trunk. They think the tape on the axe handle is to prevent slipping with blood. I'm horrified. My brother called a couple of times from the hospital. He says he's ashamed. He admits to all of it. He says they will likely keep him for a bit, but he's already trying to figure out college and work, a living situation after release. He asked if he could live with me, my husband, and my kids upon discharge. I told him no. I had to think of my kids. He said he understood. He said his Prozac and antipsychotic meds were helping. He told me about his friends at the hospital, his art, books. I tried to be supportive of his therapy, encouraging him to keep taking meds and being honest with his doctors. He called me from the hospital on Monday multiple times. I was at work seeing patients, so I couldn't talk. I picked up finally. He said he regrets not shooting up the hospital. He said he couldn't stop thinking about buying a sledgehammer and coming to my house, breaking and using it, then using it to unalive me and the kids and my husband. He sounded like he was smiling and waiting for a reaction. It seemed like he was telling me because he got a kick out of it. I tried to stay calm, not to give him the satisfaction. I told him that was disturbing, that he should talk to his doctor about it, and then I had to get back to work. He said, "I love you," and hung up. I called the hospital and his doctor told me he's admitted to wanting to unalive me and my kids and husband. He told her that if he can't get a sledgehammer he wants to break into our backyard, break the glass back door with a brick, run up the stairs, bedroom area, and unalive as many of us as he can before he gets caught. She said the meds were not working on him. She said they couldn't keep him in the hospital long term. No residential facility will accept him due to his case file. So worst case scenario, he may be released on the street. In fact, they nearly released him in February. I called the police and pressed charges. I went to court today and got a protection order for myself and the kids. I asked my husband to consider moving ASAP. He is refusing. My sedentary 5 feet 7 inches 160 pounds husband says he can take my brother who is 6 feet 3 inches and over 200 pounds. I argued with my husband several days in a row about it, but he thinks we are safest in our home. I worry he isn't taking this seriously. My husband refuses to talk about it or engage. I told him that once I hear that my brother is released from the hospital I am grabbing the go bag and the kids and leaving. He can stay in his house and fight my brother. Update: we are moving this upcoming weekend. My brother was released from the hospital straight to jail. He currently awaits his court date in May. I met with the prosecutor today and gave my statement. They put his bail at $500,000, the highest the detective I've been working with has seen for a misdemeanor. His lawyer requested to lower it, but the judge refused to lower the bail amount. I was told the judge is aware of his previous serious plans and preparations to unalive. The prosecutor plans to go for the most jail time possible for this, a year. I don't know if jail is right for him, but if he is released he will hurt someone. I spoke with my dad, and he was so mad at me for speaking with the police. He kept saying how my brother was asking for help and sharing his fantasies with me, not threatening me. He kept telling me to withdraw my statement. He said that I was the one that put my brother in jail. It broke my heart. I told my dad that I only told the police the truth. I told him my brother was sick and would hurt someone. My dad said, "You don't have a crystal ball." True, but he's made his intentions clear again and again and again. His doctor said he has no empathy. His only thrill is thinking about hurting others. The prosecutor said that even if I withdraw my complaint, the state is still bringing these charges. The social worker and prosecutor said this to my parents, but my dad, mom, and sister kept insisting that I needed to recant my statement. I'm terrified of every small noise in the house. We are leaving our friends and everyone we know and moving because of my brother's actions. I feel so heartbroken that my dad and family are blind to it, but everyone else, police and medical staff included, can see the clear writing on the wall.